So maybe some things to avoid, Richard and Tim, when it comes to getting yourself out there, being freelance. Some newbie mistakes that we're all going to make when we first get out there and give it our best shot. What would be top 3 newbie mistakes or noob mistakes to avoid?
Tim, do you want to take that one first?
Put me on the spot here. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
sorry. Well, it could be top 1, or it could even
It's
be.
been a long time since I've been a newbie, so I'm really trying to put myself in the shoes of like I don't even have a portfolio yet. Oh yeah, okay, well there's one right there, the portfolio. I think the mistake a lot of people make is they put everything they've ever done in their portfolio. And chances are you've done a lot of bad stuff. Stuff that's just not that great. So it's okay to be selective and only put better or good stuff in your portfolio. That is okay.
At
There's
least
nothing wrong with that.
your 3 best things. Once you've got more than
Yeah.
3, then you start to be discerning. Put your absolute best thing first. Don't do it chronologically. Just have, here's the best thing I've ever done right at the start. And the most relevant thing as well. I would add to that a lot of people, when they're trying to say, here's who I am, they do a generic approach. And so they'll say, here's my 3 or 5 best pieces of work. I'm just going to apply for this thing and let them know, hey, here's me. If you want me, you can have me, but here's my stuff. And then if someone looks at your stuff and they don't see anything that's relevant to them, they're asking for a copywriter, and you're showing them a whole bunch of novels you've written. It's like, well, that doesn't quite make sense. So you need to make sure you show something relevant, and that might mean tailoring every single application or proposal or approach to the people you're speaking to. Don't go generic, go specific and customized.
Yeah, and if you've never done it before, like let's say, you want to do like logos or branding, and you're pretty confident you can do it because you're a great artist, make up something. Make up a company, put some logos in your portfolio. The same goes with UI UX. If you've only ever done game screens before, but you're pretty confident that you can put a mobile app UI together, put one together, put it in your portfolio.
And so,
Totally.
Good question from Code Monkey. Where do you suggest hosting a portfolio? Custom website or something like Itch? So I guess here we're talking more about if someone's a game developer and they've made some games, made some indie games, and they're wanting to show that they've got some programming skills or some game design skills or level design skills. Where do you guys think about hosting?
I think it's definitely highly dependent on the skill set, right? Like Itch is a fantastic kind of place to host games that you've done, and I think it really serves the purpose well as like a portfolio of kind of stuff that I've done in game industry. But if you're doing 3D art or you're doing sound or you're doing something like that, I think you're gonna probably want, well, you don't necessarily need one. There are a bunch of websites out there that like you can create a portfolio with, but it's not super complicated to set up a WordPress website, for example, to put up your own stuff. But if you're in, like Sebastian brought up ArtStation, that's a really good example if you're into art and stuff like that. So Googling around, I think, is important. I don't have any like exact places off the top of my head, but personally, I would always set up my own website.
Yep.
And I did have my own website for a long time until it got hacked and I couldn't figure out how to unhack it. And now it sells drugs. So I gave up on that.
Nice.
But it used to be
Do you get commission?
KimRustwick.com, and it would have all my games. What?
I think having your own website is a very easy thing to do, but don't make it fancy and flashy. People don't care. They don't, unless you're looking to have work as a web developer, in which case you need to make it flashy and awesome. But if you're looking to sell yourself as an artist, then you don't need any flashiness. You just put your best image at the top, then the next best, then the next best. Someone can just scroll from top to bottom and look at 5 or 6 things, maybe click into it to get more details, but you want to have it as clean as possible and work on the 5-second rule. Someone's going to be like, okay, fine, I'll have a look at your portfolio, and you've got 5 seconds. And if they have to navigate, click through things, hunt around for stuff, then they'll just give up. They don't care that much. So make it really, really easy for them to find what it is you're trying to show them. And something I would add to that in terms of portfolio for a game developer, someone who's a programmer, is you need to show something visual. So the absolute best thing you can do to sell yourself as a programmer is to make a 20 or 30-second video that has game stuff that you've made, and then over the top of it have text which says what you actually did from a technical point of view. So don't show the game's trailer, because someone looks at that and like, I don't know what you did in this. I don't know what I'm looking at. How is this relevant? Show a gameplay that you've recorded that has written over the top of it, I implemented, whatever, a sophisticated AI pathing system to avoid obstacles. And they can see that in the game. There's a thing avoiding obstacles. And then written over the top is, I did this thing, I implemented A-star pathfinding. It's like, cool. And they can connect with you, the skill set. That's the best way to do it. That's better than writing it. People don't want to read stuff. That's better than showing a whole bunch of images that don't necessarily make sense. Just a 20 or 30-second video can absolutely win someone over.
For sure.
But, Tim, to your point earlier about programmers connecting with programmers, GitHub links. If you have anything public code-wise that you can share, a lot of times when we hire people at Cantankerous, the resumes with the GitHub links where my tech leads can actually go and look at somebody's code. Those are the resumes that get the most attention.
Yeah.
There's also the technique I talk about. I talk about this all the time, creating an artifact, and that's very relevant as a way of saying build a thing that's very specific for the person you're looking to impress, that fits in with their website, their game, their marketing strategy. And you're like, I've gone and made a thing just for you, and so they can see that you can do it, and they can see that you're keen and proactive, and that you've got a head on your shoulders. It's really important. Now, if the contract you're looking to win is $100, then you're not necessarily going to go put a week into winning that person over. But if it's worthwhile having that person give you the work, then go that extra step. I think one of the best examples I've seen of this from a freelance contract point of view is I was looking for someone to create a website. Here are the specs for the website. I got a whole bunch of people writing nice kind of, hey, I can do things because I'm awesome and I'd really like to work with you. And then one of the people who applied for that actually went and mocked up what the website would look like gave me some visuals that went to my existing garbage website, pulled out some of that information, looked at my profile from other places, and then just put some relevant graphics to it. And it looked awesome. It looked really good. It looked really slick. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't this is not right, and that's not the right place, and that's the wrong color. So I understood that it was just we wanted to show you that we're capable of doing this, and we've taken the time to understand you a little bit. So they immediately got to the front of the queue because they did more than just say, hey, I'd like the work and I'm good. They did a thing to show. And this is back to my philosophy before about saying, the whole free thing, it's don't get taken advantage of, but there's many ways that you can give someone value without them paying for it in order for you to get what you want out of that relationship. So taking a couple of days to build a thing for someone in order for them to say, whoa, you're amazing, and give you that, whatever, $5,000 contract, that could be worth it. That could be worth the 2 days of work. So you've got to think outside the box when it comes to winning people over. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. Look for a way to impress them.